So, Casanova 2 times was sentenced to 15 years in federal prison on gang charges. Casanova got locked up like 2 years, I want to say maybe even 3 years ago. And it's been a bad situation for Casanova. So, on Billboard, it says Casanova sentenced to over 15 years in prison on federal gang charges. The rapper's lawyers claimed he had tried to distance himself from his criminal past, but prosecutors said he amplified the gang through his music. Casanova. Did y'all know that Casanova was gangbanging after he signed a record deal with Roc Nation and Jay-Z, bro? I shit y'all not. Literally, that's exactly what happened. The rapper Casanova has been sentenced to more than 15 years in prison on federal racketeering, conspiracy, and drug charges related to his involvement in what prosecutors called a vicious street gang, Guerrilla Stone Nation. A New York federal judge on Tuesday, June 27, sentenced the artist's real name Caswell Sr. to 188 months in prison after he pleaded guilty last year to one charge under the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, RICO, as well as a charge of conspiracy to distribute over 100 kilograms of marijuana. Now, I don't know about that. To lock a man up for selling weed is just, I don't agree with that. I don't. But any other form of violent crime, I definitely do not condone that. But selling weed or consumption of weed, I don't think should be illegal. Casanova, a Brooklyn rapper once signed to Jay-Z's Roc Nation, was one of 18 men charged in 2020 for their alleged roles in the untouchable Guerrilla Stone Nation gang, which prosecutors said committed terrible acts of violence across the New York City region. Caswell Sr. is not just a notorious recording artist, but he is also a high-profile leader of a vicious street gang and a magnet for gang violence. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams said in a statement after the sentencing, added that Casanova's stature had helped the gang recruit and expand nationwide. Gang life is not worth it and will lead to many years in prison. Well, that's one fact. Prior to the criminal charges, Casanova had been an up-and-coming artist, peaking at number 3 on Billboard's Next Big Sound chart in 2019 after the release of his album Behind These Scars. Chatting with Billboard at the time, Casanova said he was hopeful for the future, but knew that his past could return to haunt him. People will always blame me for your past. I'm okay with that. I just have to fight harder. I have to do more to get recognized. In December 2020, he was one of 18 defendants named in a sweeping RICO case over untouchable Guerrilla Stone Nation, which prosecutors said operated a violent narcotics operation across the NYC metro area, including the murder of a teenage boy in Poughkeepsie? Poughkeepsie, is that how you say it? The allegations even included brazen fraud for exploiting benefits programs, providing assistance in response to the COVID-19. Oh, my Casanova, don't tell me you went for the... No! He went for the... Yo, no. He went for that stimmy scam. He went for the stimmy. No, Casanova, don't tell me, bro. They said allegations even included brazen fraud for exploiting benefits. The PPP. Come on, Casanova. Yo, you signing deals with fucking Jay-Z and you're doing PPP scam? What the fuck is going on, bro? Yo, y'all thought Uncle Sam was gonna come and collect? You're Casanova, a high-profile rapper signed to Jay-Z, and y'all thought y'all's little PPP wasn't gonna come back to haunt you? Come on, bro. The allegations even included brazen fraud, which is another word of saying y'all basically just like, it was like, y'all made this very easy for them. Y'all did this publicly. Brazen fraud, meaning y'all were not in any way, shape, or form covert about stealing Uncle Sam's money. Brazen fraud for exploiting benefits programs, providing assistance in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. In May of 2022, Casanova pleaded guilty to the RICO conspiracy charge and the drug charge, among other things. He admitted to participating in a July 2020 shootout at a crowded Miami house party in which he personally shot a man, leaving the victim seriously injured. Damn. Ahead of Tuesday's sentencing, federal prosecutors requested a prison term ranging from 188 to 235 months, calling Casanova a high-profile gang leader who had amplified the message of the gang through his music, helping to recruit a generation of gang members. Yo, bruh. This man Casanova, bruh, It's highly unfortunate that he chose to engage in this kind of behavior, because the reality is Casanova was involved in the untouchable Gorilla Stone Nation while he was a rapper. He didn't get locked up for a bunch of stuff that happened a while ago. People were sitting there saying ridiculous nonsense like Vlad TV is the feds, Vlad the reason why Casanova got locked up. Casanova going on Vlad. Let's talk about Vlad for a second. These rappers who want to go from the streets to rap, which I support, these rappers want to go from the streets to rap, but then simultaneously want to still be involved in the streets. If you're going to do that, which is absolutely stupid, look at what's going on with Young Thug. Look at what just happened to Casanova. Look at what happened to 6ix9ine. Look how Gunna's career done went out bad. Trying to be in the streets and trying to be in the rap game, right? It'll never work. Casanova chose to be in the streets while simultaneously being a rapper. He then went on Vlad TV and told all these stories about his criminal life before he got out of jail the first time. He talked about all of his criminal past as a young kid, as an adolescent. Do you know what that means in court? It doesn't mean that Vlad TV is the reason why you're going to prison or whatever. What it means is that now that you've shown that you've gone on the internet and told everybody, I am a lifelong criminal. I've been committing crimes since I was a kid. He said he was living in an 8-bedroom house.
That's what made it worse, because my mom had money. And every time she couldn't really believe this was her son doing this. My son wouldn't do that. For what? I do everything for him. Like, we had an 8-bedroom house in Flatbush.
He said his mom got an 8-bedroom house in New York. This dude had everything he needed. I'm not going to speak on whether he had everything he wanted. I'm not going to sit there and act like I knew his personal life. But from what he said on Vlad TV, he said his mom provided everything he needed. And yet he still went out there to go be street because that's what he wanted to do. So now you've communicated to the jury that you are genuinely a just lifelong criminal, no matter the circumstances. 8-bedroom house, you're still acting a fool. Signed to Roc Nation and Jay-Z, you want to be an untouchable gorilla. Like, what's going on? It's overrated to try to be street and rap at the same time. It's just pointless. You'd be better off just being a rapper. You're already a big, scary dude. Everybody knows you've been street. ASAP Rocky told the stories about Casanova in jail with him. Everybody been seeing it. Everybody knows Casanova is real. Why are you still involved in street shit? These dudes don't know how to sit there and say, you know what, bruh? This rap shit is doing so much for me right now. I'm not going to forsake this or destroy this for the sake of a street lifestyle that I can't live out long term. One of the most important things you can make in your life is a decision to do something that can benefit you long term. The rap shit could have changed Casanova's life forever. It could have made him a star. It could have changed his life forever, his family's life forever, but instead he chose the streets. And now it's cost him his life. His career is not going to exist when he comes out. He's going to come out and have to be a regular guy like everybody else. He's got to come out and be a regular guy. He had the opportunity to be a rapper, a star, a dude that's out here getting money, getting women, living better, exploring life. He had that opportunity. He had it. But instead, here we are. Bro, I'm telling y'all right now, all of this shit that these niggas be talking in this rap music is completely overrated and redundant. It's pointless. We've seen, thank God for the resurgence of gangster rap from 2019 up to now, because all we've seen is death. Vaughn, Jada Youngin, PNB Rock, all sorts of death and destruction and chaos in the last 4 to 5 years in hip hop. Ever since these gangster rappers have started to rise from the surface. Look at the RICOs, 6ix9ine, Young Thug. Sauce Walker's homies got picked up on a RICO. YF and Lucci. Look at Casanova, 15, bruh. How many dudes gotta crash out before y'all say, yo, I ain't gonna lie, this gang shit really ain't it. Like, at some point, y'all gotta be able to, for those of you that are rappers, that are signing multi-million-dollar contracts with big companies like Roc Nation, Interscope, Universal, at some point, you gotta step back and say, yo, this shit ain't worth it. Young boy's over there locked up in his house. They got this man on house arrest, bro. Messing with his mind. Got him going crazy in the house. Is it worth it to be this big of a star and you're trapped in a home up in the mountains in Utah? Come on, y'all. Let's be real. We got to talk about the fact that Casanova had a blessing and just threw it away. All on the altar of what? Being able to call yourself a real ninja? Congrats. In the next 2 to 3 years, brother, in the next week, unfortunately, the world's going to move on. The world is going to move on. Girlfriends move on. Family members, everyone eventually moves on. And it's just you in that cell stuck in time. And the world moves on, life moves on, experiences, people move on without you. That's the part that they don't talk about in the music. They're promoting this shit, and yet they don't tell you that part about, oh, by the way, you might catch 15 years, and when you do, all your dreams will go down the drain, your life will go down the drain, and the whole world moves on without you. And you know what's really crazy about it? Look at what's going on with Gunna. Gunna wanted to talk about Slat and Slime and YSL. Now look at Gunna. Thug then came out and said he don't F with Gunna. He over there telling Dirk and them to diss Gunna in his new album. Now Gunna's career in the industry is over. Now in terms of his career with the fans, he still got a career with the fans, but he's not going to those industry parties anymore. He's not getting invited to this and getting. He's out of that circle now. He has to be. Now they're gonna exclude him because all those dudes ride with Thug. Thug put Gunna on. They all expected Gunna to go down with the shit with Thug, but that's not what happened. Gunna picked his own safety. Gunna picked his own freedom. I'm not mad at him. I'm not against it. But to give y'all perspective, he chose to be involved with a street organization, and look what it cost him. It cost him his career, bro. It cost him his career. He's never going to have the same influence in the industry that he did before. He's not going to have the same career that he did before. At some point, everyone's going to move on. Oh, that's the guy that snitched on Thug. Is it worth it, bro? Or is it more worth it to be able to say, you know what? I'm blessed. I'm highly favored. I'm a famous, successful musician. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to pursue my dreams and I'm going to have fun. That, to me, is the most important thing. Trying to prove how street you are to a bunch of niggas who do not care. And, you know, when these niggas turn 40 and 50 years old, they're not going to care about how street you were anymore. When these dudes turn 40 and 50 years old, they're not going to care about how gangsta you were back in the day. That's what boggles my mind. Y'all steady trying to impress a bunch of niggas who, when all of y'all turn 40 to 50 years old, young blood, that life ain't even worth it, my boy. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from the streets. Yeah, but when y'all niggas turn 40 and 50, all y'all gonna do is stay away from the streets, stay away from the streets, stay away from the streets. Why not just do that now that y'all are signing multi-million-dollar contracts? All that slat and slime and all this bullshit for what? To watch a bunch of strangers you don't even know sign on these documents to your life being sent away for 15 years. People that you don't even know signing your life away. All that hard work down the drain. And for what? And for what? It's unfortunate, but, you know, Casanova, bro, like, this dude wanted to be street and be and be a rapper at the same time. How? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. These people logged into Casanova's phone, bro. They got Casanova's Instagram DMs of him DMing people surrounding the gang. I'm serious. Like, this is how ridiculous this stuff is. Wiretap, social media evidence, same thing with Thug. Bro, my question to hip hop is this. Hip hop fans and to hip hop artists. How many rappers do we need to see die and go to prison before we realize this street nigga shit is just corny, bro? Y'all ain't seen Drake? This nigga spent 12, 13 years in a rap game bothering nobody. Getting into street beef with nobody. Shootouts with nobody. Gang shit with nobody. He's been living it up this whole time and everybody else been dying and go to prison. Which would you rather be? A tough guy that's dead or in prison? Or someone who's simply enjoying the fruits of their labor, blessed, highly favored, out here living life? I know what I would rather be. Ain't nothing corny about being a square. Ain't nothing corny about being able to take care of your mom. Ain't nothing corny about being able to take care of your kids, take care of your father, take care of the mother of your child, being able to be the one in charge of where things are allocated. Okay, money goes here, this goes there. When you're gone, whether you're dead or in prison, you're no longer in charge. You're no longer in control. It is far better to be in control of your life than to have somebody else signing your life away. 15 years, Caswell Sr., there you go. It's just not worth it. So ultimately, man, it is what it is. I don't feel too bad for him because at the end of the day, these guys know what they're doing. These guys know exactly what they're doing. And